What's up, Sag? I'm Chris. Welcome to your February Taroscope. Alright guys, so before we jump into it, just a couple quick announcements. I have my Etsy shop closing down at the end of the month. I'm moving everything over to a website. So all the bookings I have available are in clearance until they sell out. So if you're interested in one of those, check that out, as well as mini love readings I'm offering for the month of February. PayPal donations have been amazing. I love that you guys feel like you get enough out of this channel to want to support it. So if you want to help support the channel, keep it running, there's PayPal donations there as well. Instagram, follow me there. I have tarot weeklies going on there, daily readings going on my stories, and just a lot of other fun stuff. So go ahead and follow me there as well. And then the deck I'm using, of course. Sagittarius, how are you feeling? A trend with a lot of the signs, and especially the fire signs this month, has been like a sort of reinvigoration, a sort of jumpstart to the system, right? My sense of you guys coming into this month is sort of like an alchemizing, by which I mean a sort of transmutation of hurt, of pain, of hardship. And now those things, you're no longer bogged down by them in February, but instead they turn into motivation, they turn into drive, they turn into creativity, they turn into you being really motivated to move forward and to move up and higher and higher and higher. I think with this also comes a little bit of a need to sort of stand up for yourself. I think in February, Sagittarius is going to be telling people off a little bit, getting a little scrappy with some people. If at the very least in a non-confrontational way, it is sort of establishing boundaries with people, with yourself, in a way that makes you feel stronger and makes you feel more secure as a person. I also keep getting this image in my head of like of rainbows coming out of your heart. So I think that this month is just a lot of joy, a lot of celebration. It's almost as if like there's like all this happiness has been kind of locked up inside, and you know it's there, but it's been kind of hard to get in touch with. And now in February, I think that stuff just starts to stream out of you. You become a source of happiness. You become a source of joy. So Sag, let's go ahead and see. Oh, also what I wrote down from my reflections was self-respect. There's a newfound self-respect. There's a newfound sense of dignity. There's a newfound sense of opportunity, of what you allow to be people to do to you and treat you, and what you won't allow, right? And also, Eight of Wands as your central situation, tons of creative energy. I think that there's going to be a little bit of scattered energy with Sagittarius, but not in a negative way, right? Where all these different projects, all these different ideas, all these different things that you want to put your energy into kind of coalescing and starting to manifest and create. So you want to talk about jumpstart to the system, Sagittarius? You want to talk about fast movement? You want to talk about things happening? You expressing yourself in so many different ways in so many areas of your life, right? It's like you have wind beneath your wings, Sagittarius, in February. It's like if there's been frustrated energy. I think this was last month where we saw you guys having, I think it even was the Eight of Wands in reverse, where there was this desire to go, desire to move, desire for things to happen. But with the reverse, it was manifesting as frustration. And now this month, guys, it turns around. And now we have the Eight of Wands upright. And now we have all this pent-up feelings, like moving, going somewhere. This is what I meant by transmutation, right? You're not stuck in a place. You're not just stuck in sadness and stuck in feeling stagnant. But now things start to flow again. At the top of your reading, in the position of your ideals, we have the Eight of Cups. So what is happening here, Sagittarius? What are you not putting up with anymore with the Eight of Cups? What are you leaving behind? Are there people in your life that you just like what it seems to me for a lot of you, what's happening here with the Eight of Cups is that there's things that you've been really holding on to for a long time. There's been people you've been holding on to. There's been relationships you've been holding on to. There's things that you weren't quite ready to release. This could even be things that you're holding on to in a perfectionist kind of way. So whether we're talking about like projects or jobs, like things that you put a lot of effort and energy into. And now with the Eight of Cups, it's like you're not willing to hold on to those things anymore. You're willing to turn your back and not have this like perfection, not have this thing that you invested so much time in still continue to drain you. Like, not to continue going on without feeling payoffs, right? Not going on just because like of the image of this relationship or the image of what you're doing for a living, or this is just the card of things not working out and you know it and you're done with it. Asserting yourself, having boundaries, walking away from what doesn't work anymore. So we have 2 8s, you see what I mean about just like moving forward? Breakneck speed here, Sagittarius. Such release. And that's why I think there was that image of like the heart opening with rainbows, just like this flood. This flood of expression, this flood of energy, this flood of willpower and desire to be happy. Just coming out of you in February. Like things that were hard for you to let go of, now are gonna come, now are just gonna be so much more easily let go of. Things that you were clinging to that for some reason you told yourself had meaning. Relationships that you thought had meaning to you. Now you're realizing those things don't have those meanings anymore. And now you're willing to move forward and let it go. Justice coming up in your past. So I think that there are situations, Sagittarius, where you feel like you were treated unfairly. Where you didn't get what you deserved. You put a lot of effort into something. You put a lot of effort into someone. And you didn't get it back. And now you're saying, I'm done with it. Right? Because this is in the past. Right? This is what I meant about asserting yourself. This is what I meant about standing up for yourself. Standing up for what's right. Standing up for what you deserve. Knowing your worth and knowing what you deserve. And you know the shit that you used to fuck around with, Sagittarius, is not what you deserve. It's no good. No bueno. It was always wrong. In some way, you probably look back at it, whatever this is, whether this is a relationship or a work situation or a living situation or a bad habit or whatever it was that you were releasing in February, you're gonna look back and say, I'm trying to swear less. How did I hold on to that for so long? I mean, Sagittarius, you know, you guys have verbal diarrhea, and Gemini, like I'm Gemini, you get it, right? How the fuck did I hold on to that for so long? How did I not see from the jump that this was not right? That this was not good for me? And it's not about beating yourself up, Sagittarius. It's about recognizing that you've learned. Recognizing that you're growing. Recognizing that that was part of your karma. Justice, part of what you were, in a way, destined to experience. And it's not about having hard feelings towards these things. She's not really necessarily striking anyone down. She's just saying, like, this is where I'm going. You come in or what? And people who have no place, people who don't fit with your vibe anymore, aren't going. And it's fine. All it is, Sagittarius, with these 2 cards, and this one too, right? Walking away, moving away. It's just movement. That's all it is. Dancing away. Because you're happy. Because you know what you deserve. And now you're speaking it into being. Eight of Wands. Speaking it into being. Expressing it. Telling people what they need to hear about how to treat you. You know that saying, like, you treat people, you teach people how to treat you? That's what's happening this month, Sagittarius. You are telling people, whether you're in a relationship or not, whether you're in a relationship that's falling apart or that isn't working for you anymore, or if like you're getting taken advantage of at work or whatever it is, you now have to tell people how they deal with you. This is fiery energy with the Page of Wands, but it's very immature, right? So this is not productive, I feel like. This is just anger. This is just kind of sitting in your feelings, I feel like. Remember what I said about your growing? This is in our past still, this Page of Wands. This young, naive person. This person who didn't know any better, right? This person who was earnest, who gave something their all. Like, with goodness. With, like, truth. Truth. with what felt true to you. Now, you know, that doesn't always mean that what's true to you is going to be true to somebody else. But what we learn through life is like what we need. And certain relationships, certain people, certain jobs are not going to be on the same page. And that's okay. You just have to learn when to walk away, right? It's not about hating anybody. It's not about feeling like you wasted your time. It's not about feeling like you didn't get anything out of what you went through, right? Because we are talking about alchemy. We're talking about transmutation. We're talking about what you have becoming something different. So there were lessons there. There were things to take away. There were experiences to be had. And so we have a lot of 8s here. A lot of release here. A lot of meaning, a lot of purpose, a lot of expression. Purpose. Getting closer to your purpose. Justice is destiny. It's karma's fate. All of this, Sagittarius, was getting you closer to what you were meant to do and where you were meant to be right now. You know, you guys are ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter is gonna like give you what you need when you need it, right? And so you had those lessons, but now you're getting, it's almost like a softening is happening, right? Like you don't have to go through the harsh stuff to learn and grow anymore. You can have pleasure and meaning. You can enjoy what you're doing. And I think you felt a loss of that, right? This is why I said about the surge of creative energy. And I think that's why this is getting expressed so strongly. Because the things you loved, the things that gave your life meaning, the things that gave it purpose were kind of put aside. Maybe for another person, right? Maybe for an immature person who wasn't ready to accept what you had to give them. And all this energy, this meaning that you tried to give a relationship, try to give another person, now gets channeled into what do I want? If I was going to be single for a long time, what is my life going to be about? What am I going to do? Imagine I told you, Sagittarius, the love of your life is, let's say if you're single, right? If I told you the love of your life is coming, but not for another 2 years. How would you live the next 2 years of your life? What would you do? Probably a lot less of sitting around pining over wondering when they're coming, right? And then you can channel that energy into something different, into something productive, into something that brings you joy and happiness, right? But this is in the past. This is that neglect of self, that neglect of your dreams, that neglect of your desires is in the past, firmly. 2018, January. 2018 was where it was happening. January, it was a turning point. And now we're going to 2019, knowing what we deserve, knowing what's fair, knowing what's right. And here's the turning point, Sagittarius. The Hermit. So, a little independence here, right? Whether you're single or, I feel like a lot of this has to do with relationships for a lot of you, right? But whether you're single or not, this is independence. So if you are a single Sagittarius watching this, this is learning how to be on your own. This is learning how to be self-sufficient. This is learning how to give yourself happiness. Give yourself pleasure, right? Give your own life meaning. You want to talk about focusing on what you love? Taking a step back from giving anything to anybody else right now and working on what you have to offer? Now, if you're in a relationship, the same thing, right? I think some of you in relationships might have been putting a lot of energy there and sort of just going with the flow. Maybe going with the flow of what your partner wanted. And now it's time to think about what you want. Do what you want. Do what you want, Sagittarius. It's time. The universe is pushing you towards this, right? I feel like the energy of Jupiter is here to say, no more suffering, my babies. No more struggle. Life is gonna already give you drama when you don't even want it, right? So no need to create it. Trust. Living your life is gonna already bring enough of it, so when you can avoid it, avoid it. What I said about fire, what I said about passion and energy. Now going to the future, going into February, we have the past here, now we're moving into February, and what do we have? Reignition of passion. Look, the bottom row here. You see what I've been saying? About standing on your own and getting serious about what you love, and now feeling the fire. Feeling the creativity, feeling like the worth, feeling the value. Full of passion, Sagittarius. Full of like drive to make something happen. Full of creativity. Look at all this fire energy already. You're on fire. And the Ace of Wands is giving you opportunities to do bigger and do better. And it's built on what you wanted to do. And it's built on what you've been doing. So look at this beautiful combination of these two cards. Hard work, doing the thing you love, matched with opportunity. Matched with like almost gifts from the universe of just giving you what you want. Passion. Excitement, adventure. So Sagittarius, it's okay to be a little bit independent right now. It doesn't have to mean alone. It just means like mentally and in your attitude independent, right? Establishing what you are about. Getting serious. I think there's an emphasis here on a big way on getting serious on your future. And standing up for yourself. And in every way possible. I know Sagittarius who are, don't feel like their job is going anywhere. That's a way to stand up for yourself, right? And you see what I said? Like if I just told you to trust. Trust. So Sagittarius, we have the lovers in your future. Passion. Look what happens. Look what happens, Sagittarius, when you take care of yourself, when you do what you want, when you get back in touch with that like raging entrepreneurial, go-getter, adventurous spirit that you're so loved for. Look what happens. Look how damn attractive you become. Magnetic. Fired up. Feeling like yourself. Some of you might be involved with Geminis, because I do think that there's a strong sense here of romantic involvement, right? Sexual involvement even maybe. Ace of Wands is like very sexual. Sexual energy. This is also partnership. This is also companionship. So those of you in relationships might feel a rekindling. Look at that. A rekindling, this fire underneath the relationship, underneath love. Bringing it back to life in a new way. Inspiring you. I think Sagittarius is one of those signs that does really good in relationships, which I don't understand why for the life of me. And I've said this before, every like zodiac meme page talks about Sagittarius people being uncommittal. I don't know a single Sagittarius person who is not currently in a relationship or isn't relationship oriented. And I think you're similar to Gemini or polar signs, right? And that I think that we do really well with companionship. Geminis thrive on having another person there. Geminis thrive on partnership. And I think Sagittarius is very similar in that way. So that's a lot of where the fire comes from. That's a lot of where the passion comes from. I dated a Sagittarius and I told him, like, I hope he's not watching this. But I told him even, like, I wasn't in a place to give to him what he needed. And I told him one day, you're going to date somebody and then you're going to see why, like, being with someone else besides me is so much better for you. You're gonna see in hindsight. We had a bond. We were very close. It was a very loving relationship, but I just wasn't able to give to him what he needed and wanted. And I said, one day you'll see. Stop holding on to me because right now I can't give you what you want. And you won't see that until you experience it with somebody else. And then it's all going to become clear. So if you're watching, I hope you get it. And, you know, lots of other stuff. But anyway, I hope he's not watching this. So Sagittarius rounding up the reading with the Ten of Wands. So here we have this Eight of Wands energy. Kind of, remember what I said about it coalescing? This raging fire energy falling from the sky, now tied neatly into a bundle of wands that you can now carry, that you can now go forward with, right? This is how you bear this burden. When I said about being relationship oriented and being almost better in relationships sometimes, the Ten of Wands on its own is about someone taking too much on themselves sometimes, right? That's one of the things it can mean. But look at this, falling next to the Lovers, you have the support that you need. Whether that's from a romantic interest or from family or somebody who's just there for you, Sagittarius. Now, the work element of this card, the element of it that makes us stronger, makes us able to carry heavy loads and move through life and make things happen, that load becomes lighter. And that load now becomes constructive instead of destructive. And now you see what you've been neglecting all this time. And now you're really fired up to fly forward. Sagittarius, bottom of the deck, Seven of Swords. So I think some of you are getting played, have been getting played, jerked around, strung along. And I think okay, we'll go with it. Some of you have been playing yourself, frankly. Oh, and then we have the Empress under there. So this energy, this deceptive energy, blocking your ability to receive love and receive abundance. And then by the full moon, at the end of February, I think this feeling of love and abundance comes back. You start to feel it again. The beginning of the month, I think, is about getting strong, right? We have a new moon in the beginning of the month. And then by the time the moon is full, I think this energy is unleashed. But Sagittarius, maybe a little bit of too long playing yourself, of telling yourself stories, right? Of letting someone tell you, oh, this is the reason why I'm playing you. This is the reason why, like, you're not happy. It's your fault somehow. Always blaming it on you, right? Sagittarius, do people put that shit on you? You have grievances, you have problems, and people telling you it's your fault, it's your problem, it's your doing. So you see how this is both ways? You can't get played. You can only play yourself. You know when you're getting played and you allow it to happen. That's how you play yourself. You can't be mad at other people. You let it happen. I mean, you can get mad at other people. Like I said, if you're feeling scrappy, you can tell somebody off. But ultimately, it's your responsibility to say, this is what I stand for and this is what I don't. This is what I'll accept and this is what I don't. You teach people how to deal with you. All right, so let's show the cards here and then we'll pull an outcome card. So as you guys can see, we have this kind of like circular thing going on here where we start off with this desire for emotion as our central theme, not motion, motion. And then we're letting go of things. You want to release the past. You want to be treated fairly. You want what you deserve. You don't want to feel like you're in conflict. You don't want to feel like you're blind, right? You don't want to feel like you're feeling your way through things, just groping around. You want meaning and purpose. You want to feel fulfilled in what you do. And how you do that is stand on your own. Be independent. Feel a rekindling of passion and energy. And when you do that, Sagittarius, you become attractive and people are drawn to you and they want to help you and they want to support you and get you to your goals. Too long of bullshit. Too long of putting up with nonsense. This is very liberating. This feels free. This feels free. All right, so let's go ahead and pull an outcome card. Two of Pentacles. So now we have taking on projects, and where this energy was maybe a little frenetic feeling, a little overwhelming. Here with the Two of Pentacles, we have stability, and we have balance, and we have harmony, and we have support from others, right? Working really well with others, gelling really well. Your emotions stabilizing. Not feeling so overwhelmed anymore. Going into March feeling super strong and super solid. Right? Balanced. Taking on a lot, but in a way that's not going to burn you out. You see how it falls kind of on top of the Eight of Wands, so all this energy becomes grounded. And now we build. Right? Alright, Sagittarius, that was a beautiful reading. I'm so happy to see you guys are feeling free and liberated again. Again, check out private readings below. Like, comment, subscribe if you like this video. Instagram, make sure to check me out there. And Sagittarius, the struggle was not in vain. You've grown, you've learned. You're moving forward in a big way. You just have to continue to have a backbone and stand up for yourself and assert what you know, what you need, and what you deserve. And then people will give that to you, right? I love you guys. Have a great month. I'll talk to you soon. Check out my Aquarius season video, I'll link to here. I did mini readings for Aquarius season as well as the weeklies. All right, guys, you take care. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.